So you want to learn to DJ? This is the video for you. Hello, my name is EiRR. I am a hot dance artist from Western Canada. I've been DJing for 8 years now, and I've played for some fairly well-known artists in my time. Now this first video is going to be a little bit boring, admittedly, because we're going to start by just going over equipment and software. Now these are some very important things to go over, because I know when you first look at your brand new DJ controller, it can be a little bit daunting, especially when you don't really know what's going on with it. So we're going to go over that really quickly. I'm making this video mainly because I have had many friends ask me over the years, asking me for advice and help, and I thought I would share my wisdom with those who may want it. So with that, let's go. This is our controller. This is the type of controller one might typically use when they're starting out. You'll either start with a 2 or a 4 channel controller. It doesn't really matter too much if you don't have 4 channels because you're just practicing, you're just learning, you're just beginning. So we've got our play buttons, we've got our cue buttons, we've got our shift button. We have our beat sync and our master tempo. This is going to be for the master tempo, and then we have our tempo sliders. Now what's kind of weird, you move it up the slower your track gets, you move it down the faster your track gets. I don't know why they set it up that way, that's just how it is. And then here we've got our channels. We've got channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got our trim knob. Now not every controller is going to have a trim knob. If yours does not, that is okay. Again, you're just learning, you're just figuring this out. You can always upgrade later. Then we've got our high EQ, our mid EQ, our low EQ, this is our bass, and then we have our filter knob. This is typically going to be a low pass and high pass filter. And then up here we have our selection knob to select your track, and your load buttons to load it into whichever channel you want to load it into. Here we've got our button to switch from 3 and 1 and from 2 and 4. We've got our faders here, so obviously up, you're going to get full volume through the master. Down, you're going to get no volume through the master. You have our headphone cue buttons here. So when it is lit up, you're going to hear the sound through your headphones, even if the fader is off. Obviously, if you're turning it off, then you're not going to hear it. And we have our crossfader. I have mine taped down because it tends to cause more troubles than what it's worth for what I do. But a lot of people like to use this. Obviously, slid all the way to the left, you're going to get audio only from channels 1 and 3, and all the way to the right you're going to get audio from just channels 2 and 4. Here we have our loop in, loop out, and exit / reloop button. This here you can use to either shorten your loop or extend your loop. And then we've got our hot cue here. You can set these wherever you'd like. These are your memory cues. And then you've got pad effects, beat jump, and sampler. Each controller is a little bit different, so be sure to get familiar with yours. And then we have our master knob here and our booth knob here. And additionally we have effects select. Again, not every single controller is going to be the same, so get familiar with yours. Effects select, we have effects 1, 2, and then we have 6 choices. Our channel select and beat select for how the effect reacts to your song. And then of course depth level for the effects and the on and off button. We have our jog wheels. You'll use this if you're scratching, and you'll typically use this if you're just trying to make some adjustments to how it's aligned. And then we have our software. Of course, this piece of equipment is going to connect to your laptop, and you're going to run a piece of software on your laptop. The 2 most common pieces of software people tend to use is Serato DJ and Rekordbox. Rekordbox is considered the industry standard. We've got our own opinions about Rekordbox, but we're going to save that for later, because that's not what this video is about. And if we take our track selector knob, you see it scrolls through our songs, and if we hit the button, we can go through our playlist and select a playlist, and then just tap it again to pick your song. Then we'll take our load button, hit that, and it loads it right into the piece of software. Nice and easy. As you can see, we've got a couple of cue points set for this song up top, and if we hit this button here, our song starts to play from where that cue point is set. So this is the Denon Prime 4. This is going to be a lot more similar to something that you might see in a more professional setting. In a big club setting, you'll probably be running Pioneer 3000s, but this is something you might find at a smaller venue. We've played on these at festivals, and you'll probably find something like this at maybe a house party as well. One thing that's really nice about this is it's got a touch screen, which is super nice. All of the software is built right into it. Denon's run on Engine, but what's really great is that it's compatible with both your Rekordbox and your Serato libraries. You don't need a laptop to plug into this, but you have that option, so you can run straight off of your computer as well. You've got slots for your USBs. If you still run an SD card, you can use that. And if you go here into the source option, you also find access to Beatport, BeatSource, SoundCloud, and Tidal, which is just amazing. So you've got lots of options there. That's one thing I really like about the Denon specifically. Now you've got your track selection knob. Again, similar function. We're gonna go into our playlists. We can select our playlist, and then we can select our song. You've got your load buttons here, so this one will load into 1 and 3. This one will load into 3 and 4, depending on which one you have selected. We've got our knobs here. We have more filter options. We've got filter, echo, wash, and noise. Got our faders here. Ignore the fact that we're missing one. And you have your crossfader here. You've got your headphone gain. You can choose how much of the cue you want versus how much of the master you want through your headphones. And you've got your mix level here. And then you have your master over here. Again, we've got our cue buttons: play, cue, sync, shift, track skip. So this will go to the next track right away, which is super handy. Beat jump. If you want to pick a different place in your song you want to play, got mics here, and then effects controls on both sides. And we're going to get more into the effects later on in the series. You've got your loop, in, out, and exit/reloop. Our tempo slider and key lock, super important. Pitch bend here, and you're also going to use these to adjust how much you want to be able to slow and speed up your tracks. Moving forward, we're going to be filming most of these videos on this piece of equipment, purely because you can see everything that we've got going on. You'll be able to see everything that we're doing on the screen and also on the hardware. And on this piece of equipment, when you are done and you'd like to remove your USB, you hit this eject button here, and then you can hit the button right here, and it will release your USB. So that's it for this section. It's a little bit tedious, it's a little bit boring. This is just important information that you'll need to get started. Have a little fun with it, play with your equipment, figure out what buttons do what knobs do what, and we'll see you in the next video. If you like these, please let us know, give us a follow, and we'll be sure to put some more out.